Hi, my name is Bob, I'm a streamer for OnTV and welcome to our video tutorial course. In the very first chapter you will get to know me so you know who the man is that guides you through the next hours of this tutorial course. And for this I want to answer some questions we got from the community. So it's all about when I started streaming and so on. But let's get right into this and start with the first question, which was, why did you become streamer on Twitch? And I think it was my brother who got me into streaming. So my brother was always a bit more of the tech guy of us two. And he started doing his YouTube, and his YouTube was going okay for how much time he got to put into his channel. And then he switched to Twitch. And that's when I started watching him and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, he's live broadcasting there. He was playing League of Legends by the time. But again, he had the problem of not having enough time to actually run a Twitch channel because he had family and working 40 hours a week and so on. And then we had the idea of actually teaming up on a channel, and he was asking me like, won't I join him, because it would be a good idea. And back then I was playing Binding of Isaac and I just got into speedrunning Binding of Isaac. And I figured I was really good at this game, so I would watch tournaments and I would figure out that I would probably compete with the guys. And that's when I thought, okay, I got this skill and I'm really good at this game, so why not show it to other people? And so it was basically my brother and speedrunning who got me into streaming. And at first it was a bit weird to stand in front of the camera and comment on what you're doing, but it really got natural, and now I can't live without streaming anymore. After a while we switched away from Twitch and we switched to Mixer. We had another member who joined us, which was Kandaros, and now we're the Gaming Daddies and we are streaming on the OnTV channel now. Because when we were on Mixer, everything was working out really good in the beginning and we were happy with how the channel was growing. And then we got this offer from OnTV and now we're back on the OnTV channel on Twitch. So this is, I guess, my whole story about streaming in general, not only on Twitch here. Second question was, what was your streaming highlight? And I guess besides your like first follow was crazy, but even more crazy was my first donation, because my brain wasn't able to handle that, like, somebody is paying me money to actually for playing video games. And this was crazy for me. It was you feel like a rock star. Like, I guess it's the same feeling like if you're playing in your school band and somebody recognizes you, like saying, hey, you're Bob from this school band, right? I guess it's basically the same feeling. You kind of feel a little bit like a rock star, which is weird, but it was such a great feeling. And then we had this huge thing happening on Mixer when we got hosted by one of the biggest streamers back then on Mixer, and it was like a lot of people and the channel was blowing up and the chat was blowing up and all the alerts were coming. Like, we didn't have a limit on them. They were coming and coming and coming and coming. It was so cool. Like, it's a really great feeling. You feel, as I said, you feel like a rock star, and those are the highlights you get on while streaming, not only on Twitch, also on Mixer or on YouTube, wherever you're streaming. But that really what makes your week, actually. It doesn't only make your day, it makes your week. What are your negative experiences with streaming? I guess there aren't so many negative experiences you got here, or I got here, except for the trolls. Like, sometimes it gets really exhausting having to deal with them, like when somebody comes in and is just rude and you trying to block it off, like it's not gonna get to me, but it actually hurts a little bit when you say mean things, even though they're banned like immediately. It still hurts a little bit. So I guess that's the thing I really don't like. Oh, that's a negative experience I got here, but that's basically it, and this is not happening on a regular basis, actually. So if I would think about something negative in streaming, it's probably just this. So it's okay. It's really okay. How do you deal with criticism? Well, criticism is great because I always want to improve. With the gaming daddies on Mixer, or basically it was Beam back then, we were teaming up, or we were friends with another great streamer who is partner over there, and she got her very own streamer boot camp when she like became partner. She started a streaming group where new streamers get in and you criticize each other or give feedback, and that was great because it was always constructive criticism or constructive feedback. Like, see, I was watching your stream and you were looking in the cam at all, even though you're talking directly to someone. And all those like tips and tricks you don't really get when you talk to your community because they might not recognize this because they aren't streamers. But as I said, as long as it's good criticism, it's perfect. You have to deal with it. You have to work on yourself all the time, even like criticize yourself what you watch. That's my opinion on that. Criticism I don't like is if somebody comes in and say, hey, your overlay is ugly, because I feel like that's an opinion and that's your taste. I mean, I've chosen my overlay because I do like it, and I do have a reason behind choosing this overlay. So that's the criticism I usually kind of try to ignore, or at least like I would have a look at my overlay, but usually I would think like, okay, it's fine for me, and this is not like something that's I could work on. If it's fine for me, it should be okay because it's a kind of taste, or a matter of taste actually. And then we have the last question, which is, what is your job at Owned? So back then when I started doing something for Owned or working for Owned, I was still a teacher. I was teaching in middle school, but then I found out about Owned and I was starting doing stuff for them. And right now I'm streaming for them. I'm doing social media things for them, and I'm doing some marketing things for them. So I'm really happy that I found out about Owned, and they gave me the opportunity here to work and grow with them, and actually give me the opportunity to stream for them. So that's a really great there, and I'm really happy I found them. There are many reasons for that, but I'm going to give you two examples here. And the first example is me, because I told the story that my brother got me into streaming. And back then, I kind of was afraid that all this technical stuff will overwhelm me and I will not be able to do all the things and set it up properly, and it's gonna look weird and stuff like that. So I always had the excuse of telling him I'm gonna start streaming when I get a second monitor, even though I had a netbook and I was aware that I could set up my netbook as a second monitor. And I also knew that if it was only about watching Twitch chat, I could also have used my phone there. So it was only an excuse to put it up over and over because I was too lazy to get all the stuff on the internet, like look for it there and then look for it there and is it up to date and set it up. But this was just too much work for me and I was too lazy, so I used this excuse for quite some times until I finally stopped being lazy and started doing streaming, and it was a very great choice. The second example I want to give here is that I'm also doing customer support for OnTV, and there are many people that definitely need a step-by-step tutorial that is up to date, because there is information out there on the internet, I'm not gonna lie here, but you have to find those bits and pieces everywhere on the internet. Like, is it the right chapter? Is it the right program I'm using here? And is it even up to date? And for many people, like a change in the user interface can be very severe here because they can't handle it anymore and it's too difficult for them. So that's why I think it's a great thing that we have this e-learning course here, which gets updated whenever something is updated. If we get a message from someone saying, hey, this is not up to date anymore, we're gonna update our course, of course. And that's really good for people who are not that technical experienced and who need those tutorials that are always state of the art and always correct and always show the right interface and so on. So those are two reasons out of many why I think it's great that the community now has this e-learning course or video tutorial course? The answer is basically everyone that is passionate about gaming or has great creative skills or is simply a funny person, because those are all the things that work on Twitch and that you need on Twitch if you're broadcasting there. I definitely see a lot of people, or I play with a lot of people that are like the funniest person on this planet, and I'm laughing so much, and my next thought is like, boy, you should put that out there on Twitch, because that's some top tier stand-up comedy you're doing there. And then you ask them and they are like, I don't know, I'm not sure if my computer is good enough and if I can deal with all the settings. And that's like where we're going to help you, because once it's set up, it's gonna work basically all the time. So it's just one time investment and you're out there and you can show the world what a great person you are or what your great skills are. So the options are limitless here. And that's what I do love about the whole streaming things, that there are so many different characters and basically everyone can just get out there and show the world what great skills he or she has got or how funny he is. And that's so amazing, and that's why we made this video course for the community. Because you are passionate about something. And since you are here right now, it's probably because you're passionate about gaming, but it does not have to be gaming alone. If you are really passionate about something creative, why not put it online and stream it? Because people do love everything somebody else is passionate about. Because usually when somebody's passionate about something, he's really good at it, and people love watching other people being amazing or good at something. So that's why you should become streamer. And if you are passionate about gaming, you might not even have to be like the best gamer on this planet. You don't have to have all the kills in every game. Sometimes it's simply enough if you are really, really funny and entertaining. There are those people out there who are like natural entertainers. And if you're one of those, you don't have to be great at the game. And if you're great at the game, it's even better. So as long as you're passionate about what you're doing, and if you love what you're doing, you will communicate this love to your viewers and they will feel that. And that's when the streamer really succeeds there. If he can transport the passion and the love for what he or she is doing to his viewers. That's when you should start streaming, when you have this feeling. So one thing we really want everybody who's watching this to know is that we're going to update this video course or the e-learning course on a regular basis. So it's really important for me to tell you that we have a team behind this course. It's like me, it's Christian who's doing the German part of it. There are our editors and stuff behind this who are watching for new stuff, watching for interface changes, maybe new tools and stuff like that. And if we find something that's relevant or we think it's relevant, we're going to update it. Or if something changing, we're going to change the chapter in the course there. So this is really important for us to give you this message so you can be sure that you don't have to get back to those outdated YouTube videos or have to find that one updated article on the internet, or it's on page 3 on Google or something. So if you get this course, you always have updated stuff, and this is like, we want to ask you to actually help us with that. So if you find we forgot something, or if you see there's something new or there's something changing, just hit us up on Discord or write us an email or use the form on our homepage so we know about the changes ASAP, or we know about the wishes you have ASAP. And that's when we're going to start working on this thing again and improve it all the time. We're going to deliver new content, but we are also updating the old content. So be sure that this thing is always up to date, and please help us by sending us your recommendations or things you see. This would be a really great pleasure if you do that, and it would help us a lot there. OnTV is a service for streamers, and we're going to help out, or we're trying to help out streamers on Twitch, Beam, or YouTube, or wherever, with everything we got. And if you visited our website already, then you see that it's about graphic design. So we are having alerts, overlays, and so on. Not gonna dive into the product placement here, but it's also with our knowledge, because most of us have been streamers and some of us still are streamers, and we want you to not make the mistakes we made in the beginning, because there are many things you can do wrong and many mistakes you can make, and if you can avoid them, you're gonna get in there way faster. And that is what we want to do here. We want to get you on the fast track so you can explode with your channel and get big, because we love to watch good streams on Twitch, and I do love to see channels explode on Twitch. I have seen many small speedrunners, and then they started to become very good at the game, and the audience kept growing and growing, and it was so great seeing them grow with the audience and seeing their channel get better and better. And that's what we want to achieve here. We want to get people better and better and better in streaming, because it's so great when people explode, or when their channel explodes and gets really big there.